Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, so today we're looking at this blog post you shared, Twisted Thoughts. It's from someone calling themselves the hashtag one growth coordinator in chiropractic.
Right. And it really digs into this idea chiropractors might have about their, their perfect client.
Exactly. And the big question this raises for you, our listener, is maybe are businesses, maybe even your own, focusing too much on like a specific luxury type?
Yeah. And maybe missing out on some, really solid opportunities that are right there.
Let's get into it. So the author describes this common chiropractor vision.
Uh-huh. The ideal patient. It's
Yeah.
someone, decked out in Lululemon, drives a G-Wagon, shops at Erewhon.
Yeah, the whole high-end lifestyle. Pilates, concierge, Botox, private schools. A very, very specific picture.
Very specific. But then the author points to the chiropractor's actual website, and it's, different.
Totally different. You see clients like Cheryl, missing some teeth, but she's thrilled she can go bowling again.
Right. Or Dave, who maybe isn't, shall we say, super consistent with his dental care.
It's such a contrast, isn't it, between the dream client and the people actually getting help and, benefiting.
It really is. And the author, interestingly, brings in their own background. Grew up in upstate New York with, as they put it, salt of the earth kind of people.
Okay. And what's the point there?
Well, they make a point about loyalty, these folks. They tend to be really loyal. They show up. They're reliable.
Okay. So that ties into the main argument then, that maybe these clients, the Shirleys and Daves, the ones who don't fit the luxury mold.
Exactly. They might actually be more consistent with their care, more committed in the long run.
That's a really interesting twist. So the idea is the wealthy client might ghost you.
Yeah, that's the suggestion. Maybe they're off to Aspen or, have Pilates or a sound bath. Like life gets busy, they drop off after a few visits.
Whereas Cheryl, if she feels seen and is getting results,
She'll, and I think this was a quote, walk miles in supportive shoes to get to her appointment. The author uses this analogy about golfers, too.
golfers. How does that fit?
Kind of suggesting that sometimes people who seem to have it easier might give up more quickly when things get tough. It's an interesting analogy anyway.
Okay, got it. And this idea of feeling seen seems huge.
Absolutely huge. Make Cheryl feel valued, get her results, and she tells her entire bowling league.
Right. That's powerful word of mouth. You can't just buy that easily.
You really can't. And this connects back to the listener. The author isn't saying don't try to attract a certain type of client.
No, it's more like if those luxury clients aren't showing up, don't just blame the demographics.
Exactly. Look inward first. Is it your positioning, your care plans? Is it maybe a bit of ego involved?
Ooh, okay. That's a direct challenge.
It is. The author really pushes back on chasing what they call fake luxury.
And instead,
Focus on the actual magic, the loyalty, the results, the word of mouth that comes from the clients you do have, even if they don't fit that initial narrow ideal.
so the big takeaway for you listening is probably to really check your own assumptions about who your ideal customer or client is.
Yeah. Are you maybe defining ideal too narrowly? Could you be overlooking real value, real loyalty right in front of you?
It definitely makes you think. As you consider your own work, your own audience, could that laser focus on a specific, maybe aspirational type actually be limiting your growth, limiting your impact?
Something to mull over, for sure. Maybe the real potential lies in a broader group than you first thought.
Definitely food for thought. Thanks for exploring this deep dive with us.